The assembly of the TST support and the elevation of the four gods. On the south wall of room E are four scenes, with each scene depicting the same act with four different gods. This is the elevation of the TST support, and the principal officiant is the wife of the god. In the four scenes of support with a statue of the Dun, Soped, Sobek, and Horus is elevated, and an offering is presented to the god in the scene. The Dun, whose head is lost, and Soped wears ceremonial tails and hold a W3S scepter and a NH cross. Crocodile-headed Sebek and hawk-headed Horus have the same attire as the Dun and Soped. The functions of these gods is to massacre and stir up agitation in the world, another sign of cell lysis. The elevation of the TST support signifies the binding of crow protein to OR1 in rightful order and control of the promoter right, that is, complete commitment by Lambda to lytic lifestyle. The chapel of the Ba of Amun and his union with Ra. The interior of the subterranean room F is badly damaged, yet it contains important remnants of the text of the morning song. The hymn requests Amun to wake up, and he presides over his left eye, and that he is loved in his name, of perfection of the moon god. The moon is a meta symbol for levels of phage production. The whole moon or mid-month festival representing active crow production. When the prophets excises, the concentration of crow protein is now at the point of binding to both OL and OR. The perfection of the moon god, or Thoth, is that transcription can now proceed for protein production related to head or tail assembly along with the bacterial cell lysis. The damaged text then mentions Nepri, who knows that what overflows the two lands, that is, recombinant phage progeny. Also mentioned is the ram by soul that is in the coils of its MHNT serpent, shining because of its two brilliant eyes, the falcon of falcons, Har-Rak-Hati, the god of the recombinant ones, who enters the inundation of water, and the god of those who are in their mounds. Thus, the full function of the eye of Horus results in crow protein production related to the creation of the Horus species, excision of the prophets, and the phage progeny release. The 10 Ba of Amun. Using a parallel text in the temple of Opet at Karnak, Goyan defines this scene as the procession of 10 Bas. Ba 1 is Amun, Capri, Re, Atun, Re, the unique one who creates himself in the form of millions, which can now be understood as the self-creation or molecular formation of millions of phage progeny. This Ba is also the primeval god on the mound of the Agdo worship. It is Horus, whose entire orbit is the flame coming from the blazing of his two eyes. Horus lights the sky with the help of his two plumes. He performs perfectly his duties. The two plumes are Isis and Thesis. The two eyes are the fully functioning eye of Horus. And words such as orbit again point to the molecular formation. Ba 2 is Atum, Amun, Osiris, who is before his left eye according to putting in order due to Thoth. This is the Ba soul who is in the left eye, the one that determines the divisions of time, months, and years when he comes. As mentioned, the left eye or arm of Lambda is responsible for human creation or the origin of time as we know it. Ba 3 is Amun, Shu, the one who directs the wind for the buck, who causes heaven to be in a range, the sea in a tempest. In his name of Horus, with the brave arm, he maintains his son on the throne of his father. The right arm of Lambda under Crow control is responsible for the horse species to which the deceased is transformed. By 4 is destroyed. By 5 is she appears as a flame, and the rest of the passage is destroyed with only remnants. By 6 is only fragments, such as he unites himself with Ra. By 7 is nothing intelligible. By 8 is the by of the 2 skies. The words, the millions, is one fragment. There is no text on by 9 and by 10 due to the destruction of the wall. It seems very possible that the 10 bys represent the great Ened, with the new hard species as the 10th by. The 5th by is most likely Isis. The island of Flay was the center of worship of the goddess Isis during the Ptolemaic period of Egyptian history. Evidence suggests that Taharqa built an altar to Amun at Philae, where many monuments to Isis dominate the island. The Taharqa altar to Amun is the earliest evidence of structures on the island. This would suggest that by 5 is Isis, the only female member of the great Ened, and the majority deity representative of the lactose nutrient medium that nourishes the horse species. All in all, the edifice of Taharqa supports the interpretation of meta symbols derived from the major idea strands in pyramid and coffin texts, and the analysis of the Amduat, the Book of Gates, and the Book of Two Ways. The edifice also provides evidence for phage morphology through the depiction of tails on gods and the construction of the nilometer attached to the edifice. All right, peace, kings and queens. When we come back, we'll be on chapter 20, the Book of the Dead and the Tibetan Recension. So I'll let y'all later.